I don't think it's one versus the other. I think digital natives have to figure out how to scale and incorporate into traditional retailers, and traditional retailers need to figure out how to latch on to some of these brands and put them and collaborate with them into their stores to kind of get the best of both worlds.
Digital natives are going to win because they're changing customer expectations and they're engaging the consumer with very personalized, specialized content. That's going to win and gain market share.
I think if you try to compare the existing retailers with the digital natives that are trying to grow, that you're going to have winners in both categories.
I think digital has an edge in the sense that they are nimble, they can test out new ideas and theories really fast in the marketplace and course correct based on those. Whereas traditional retailers, it's going to probably take a little more time for them to react, but traditional retailers have the scale and financial wherewith to do things differently from the digital players and still be competitive in the marketplace.
If I was Amazon, I would focus on reinforcing myself as a logistics force in the industry.
I would look to acquire brick and mortar retail and apparel and footwear and accessories such as a department store like Nordstrom or Kohl's. I think they need physical footprint to deliver experiences and content to consumers.
If I were Amazon, I think that there's a lot of opportunity for acquisitions. They're really good at technology. They're really good at that last mile, the delivery and all that. But where they don't have a lot of experiences is in things like clothing or apparel or footwear.
Bankruptcies will increase.
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 M&A is going to actually accelerate.
Increase.
M&A activity will increase.
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 I think store closures, like with the bankruptcies, are going to continue to go up, but are going to begin to plateau.
Increase.
Store closures will absolutely increase. We think 20% of the total retail footprint right now, brick and mortar wise, will close within the next 5 years. I'm skeptical of product-free stores. I do think people are betting too heavily on this experiential aspect of retail.
Product-free stores are a very interesting emerging concept out there, and it's too early to actually have a sense of whether it's going to actually increase, decrease, or plateau.
I think product-free stores are going to increase because I think it's a really smart model. Companies like Bonobos have proved that you don't have to have the product. You can come in, you can try it on, and then you can have it shipped to your house.
The engine that's driving retail right now is Amazon and their fulfillment center. Retailers can't compete with that. They don't have the cash flow to invest.
I think logistics is one of the areas that is getting a lot of attention. There's a tremendous amount of venture capital money going into that area, and more retailers are realizing to compete with the Amazons of the world, they have to be able to marry together the logistics with the product.
It's really going to be the evolution, I think, of the actual machines. I think right now we're very early in their capabilities. Their ability to maybe make a T-shirt or maybe do, a few meters of printing. But what is the true ability to make a full garment with multiple operations? Something beyond a basic commodity-driven item.
I think the one tool that's going to start to really facilitate on-demand retail is efficient supply chains.
The one tool that will facilitate on-demand is going to be, I would say, it's a platform around m-commerce, which has been like exploding the last few years and will continue to gain traction for the next couple of years.
Brand is right up there with, the big three. You have your price, you have your availability, you have brand. It's all about that combination of price, convenience, and brand. And if you've got a good brand, you're in a really good position right now.
Brands are very important. If you look at the brands that are winning right now, it's a retro movement in retail, right? The Adidases of the world, the Pumas of the world, Tommy Hilfiger, Calvin Klein. The consumer has reconnected with brands of the 90s, so to speak, and those brands are important.
Unfortunately, right now, I think, price is top of mind. I think it's price and style. Someone would rather go out and get something that looks great, feels great, and is somewhat more disposable than pay a premium for a brand that really doesn't mean much.
I think brand is still important to the consumer, but the consumer's perception for brand is changing. Traditionally, consumers like to outfit their entire wardrobe with a specific brand. Now consumers are picking brands for specific pieces.
The industry needs to come together on some larger issues, like why are we putting winter clothes in the store in July and discounting it by September?
I think the retail community did a great job beating down the border adjustment tax, which was just a dumb idea. I think the retail community needs to keep pushing on the administration in the area of trade. all the stuff that's going on right now with trade, trying to get rid of NAFTA and canceling the TPP, we've got to push back hard because we need those trade arrangements if we're going to continue to be effective as companies.
There's a lot of preferential trade treaties out there and which are distorting the marketplace. I think that's an area where the retail community needs to come together in terms of harmonizing what is out there and establishing a level playground.
I think getting consumers to pay full price is very possible. It's all about the brand, it's all about the product, it's all about the availability, and that's what you need to focus on. I don't think that discounting it's ways retailers have worked forever, but it's not the right way.
If you ask me the question, is it ever possible to shift to a full price? Not in the near future. I think we're still in a highly promotional environment, and brands and retailers need to be aware of it.
You may use an influencer to first get to that person, but once you begin to have that relationship with them, it's that personalized marketing that sells not the one thing that you would get from an influencer, but the second, the third, the fourth, the fifth.
Maybe the influencer has taken over the role that we would have read about in a magazine a few years ago or looked for in a TV show. So they are our new aspirational figures.
You need to have a good product, and you need to have a fast supply chain to get that good product to the consumer.
Better product will always win, but faster supply chains are incredibly important. You really need to combine both.
I think faster supply chains is necessary because it will reduce your inventory liability and allow you to replenish on best-selling styles and get out of things that are not selling.
Price is more important than timing at this point. You're seeing that in retail.
I think it's all about timing. If Beyonce wears something out and it gets on the cover of a magazine, it's having it available the next few days. It's not about what the price is.
If you are able to get the right product in the store at the right time, you'll be able to sell it for the right price. Everything has to be curated. The consumer does not have the patience anymore to look at thousands of items.
I'm all about curation. I think curation is much more important than endless aisle because once you start to learn what the consumer wants, particularly in this world of machine learning and artificial intelligence, it's all about getting them the right product. You show them 20 things that they want, they're going to buy. You show them 10,000 things they don't want, they're not going to buy. It's showing them the right stuff.